Greetings, teachers. Today, we'll be looking at a few more additional changes which have been made on the admin panel for tracking the student learning behavior pattern during any PTM. Firstly, I do hope that all of you are well aware that we no longer are filling in the Google Forms and we only are using the admin panel and the questions that are available on the admin panel. So while we're marking attendance, if you can see, there are multiple questions that are present here. So let us start off with the very first time. So if a student is present in the PTM, you are marked him as present. If the student is absent, that means even though he is present, either his parents are absent or the PTM was not conducted successfully, kindly mark the student as absent and make sure that you fill in these two fields mandatorily. That is, if PTM did not happen, then why? So here the reason would be that the student was absent, and if the PTM did not take place, please share any notes on the student which we could communicate to the student's parent. For example, if you want to communicate to the parent that the student is punctual, he's regular to class, and is really responsible in class as well, you can simply jot that down and we'll make sure that the parent is made aware of the same. But on the contrary, we do want to give some constructive criticism. For example, you feel the student isn't doing enough homework or he is not very regular to classes, kindly note that down here as well, so that we can communicate the same to the parent and they can take the correct action here. Now, another option, if you see in the attendance, apart from the first four that you generally see, is that which is known as not supposed to join. This option will be used only if there is a PTM which is of more than 4 students. That means there are 2 classes which are dedicated for the PTM. Now here, where do we use the not supposed to join? Now let us assume that out of the 6 students that you have in your batch, the first 4's PTM is scheduled on day 1. For the 2 students whose PTM is not scheduled, you will be marking them as not supposed to join. Okay, teachers. Now, apart from that, I think the rest is self-explanatory. Now, for our third case, that is, if this is the second lesson of the PTM, here there would be only PTM of maybe 1 or maximum 2 students. In such a case, if you all know, there will be an LP attached for you to teach during the class. So please make sure, if you can see, can you see this tick mark box? Kindly please check this that says that lesson did happen. So what does this indicate? That yes, the PTM did take place, but so did a lesson. All right. And here you would not be using the not supposed to join mark anymore. You would be using the present or the absent mark to show that if a student was present or absent. All right, teachers, I hope that this is enough. Moving on to a few more questions. So if we look at this now, this question here, was the student not submitting homework regularly? Or why has the student been skipping classes? So these questions you would be answering in such a case where you feel that the student is not regular, and these are your decisions. So you look at the progress report and you decide for your own self if you feel the student isn't regular, if the student isn't doing enough homework. And if you do feel that that's the case, kindly ask the parent why that such a thing is happening. Why a student is skipping classes very regularly, and why is he or she not doing the homework? And kindly fill that in here. Apart from that, the next few questions are self-explanatory. You just simply read these out to the parents and they can answer you whatever the answer deems fit. And finally, looking at the last 2 questions here. So now, our last 2 questions are any issues to be highlighted to SwiftLearn. So this you would be answering if you if a parent has a batch timing issue, or they have student portal related issues, they have content issues, whichever thing they deem fit. So let's assume my student wants a batch timing change. All right. So here what I would do is I will write down the tentative time slot they would want their batch to be shifted. All right. I think that's all for now. I hope you have a good day. If you have any other queries, feel free to contact us and have a lovely day ahead. Bye-bye.